Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about Git and GitHub. These tools helps the programmers to keep track of their code, collaborate with others, and make their work more organized. Don't worry, it's much easier than it sounds. Let's dive into what is Git and GitHub. I hope my screen is visible. This is the official page of GitHub where you can find all the details regarding the Git and GitHub, how to create an account on the GitHub, how to initialize the repository, how to push the files, how to create a branch, everything you'll get in detail. But don't worry, I'll not let you guys to read so much. Let's address this Git and GitHub in a simpler way. Again, this video is for the beginners who doesn't have any knowledge regarding the Git or GitHub. So the experienced experts, please stay away from this video as it might sound bullish for you people. First of all, what is Git? Imagine you are writing an essay. You are typing an essay where firstly you'll type a essay with a lines of 10 lines and you'll save it as essay 1. And that again you'll feel something uncomfortable and you want to add some lines to the same essay and you'll start updating the essay, but you don't want to lose your previous version, so you'll save it as a one more new file called essay final doc. So what happened, what if you could automatically keep track of all the changes that you have done, all the version you have done, right? This is exactly what Git does. It does. But for coding project, a version control system is required. A version control system is a system that remembers every changes you make on your files. If something breaks, you can go back to the earlier version. Suppose, think, you and three of your teammates working on a project. One person working on the complete project will require a lot of time, lot of effort, and creativity will be less. So what you will try to do, you'll cut into pieces, break into pieces of the project, and you'll assign each task to a team member. And all the team members work on their pieces of bits and pieces of their tasks, and they'll push on to the centralized place. And in that centralized place, you'll merge all the work, and if everything is going fine, then you'll make it as the final version. Suppose we'll think the team in a team, the person A or a Bob code breaks entire project, then what to do? In that situation, using the version control systems, we can revert his changes, we can remove his changes and get back to the previous version. GitHub is like a Google Drive of your code. In that website where you can store all the Git projects online, share it with others, and collaborate with the teammates. You can share your repository so that someone can review that, or you can share it as educational purpose to make use, someone can make use of it. Think Git is a notebook where you write and edit. Git as the cloud storage where you keep a backup of the code and share it with the friends. Let's get into the hands-on. Let's not waste times. Instead of reading this document, let's get into. Okay. Now, once you create a project, create a profile in GitHub, your profile something looks like this, where you'll have your name, you'll have a tab here where you can get into your profile, your repositories, your projects, your contribution, everything. Now we want to create a repository for my project. So I'll go to the repository section. I hope my screen is visible. I'll click on the button new where I want to create a new project. We'll assume, suppose I have a project, small project right now, which I'm working on educational purpose, which is related to restaurant. So I'll name it as, it's a code related to the backend, that is Node.js, restaurant backend. This will be the name of my repository, which I want to store in the GitHub. Uh, Description is optional. If I want to give the description of the project, stating that this project is related to a restaurant project, which consists of the backend code, which is written in Node.js or Java or Golang, whatever. Coming to public and private. If you select the option public, anyone on the internet can access your repository, can see your repository and make use of it, and they can commit if they want to the branch. If you select the, this will be applicable only when you don't have any sensitive data in your repository, or if you are doing this project for educational purpose, and if you feel like sharing it on the GitHub might be useful for someone, then you can select public. Coming to the private, if you are working for a particular client or a company and you have sensitive information which belong to them, then you can select it as private so that only you can access this repository, or whomever you wish, only they can access to the repository. As this repository is for educational purpose, I'll be adding it to the public. So you can add a README file, you can write a long description, what is your project and what are the softwares required to run this project, everything blah blah blah. And here you can add a git ignore file. Git ignore is nothing but, let's assume you have some sensitive information which should not be pushed to the GitHub at any cost. For example, sometimes you'll have a database configurations, like database password, database username, or AWS keys, which at any cost you don't want to push it to the, or even the environment variables, push it to the GitHub. That is the public forum, which can be misused, right? So you can mention those things in the git ignore file, which will be, which will not push to the GitHub at any cost. Let's not waste time. Let's click on the button, create repository. Now my repository is created. You can see my repository name is restaurant backend, and you can see all the commands which we need to, which if we follow, we can initialize the repository. Here you can see the following commands, which is git init. Once we create the repository in the GitHub, then we need to initialize the git in our project, and then git add readme or git add dot, which will add the files to the git local commit, and git commit, so that locally in your project there will be a commit of all the changes that you have done, all the files you want to push, but that will be in locally. And initially for the ones, you need to set the main branch as the main branch, and then you need to push to the remote for this particular origin. This origin is nothing but the address of your repository. Let's start with the hands-on so that you'll understand in the better way. Again, once again, this video is for the beginners and not for the experts, because the experts may feel this is something rubbish. As beginners will not be having any idea regarding the GitHub, I think in the simpler words and the simpler commands, this would be useful, I felt. Let's get into the project. There is my VS Code. See, I have a project that is related to the restaurant which I'm doing for the educational purpose for few students. This is a basic project, doesn't contain any sensitive information or anything. I want to push this to the repository which we have created right now, right? First, I'll initialize the Git. As you can see, where it went, Git init, right? Let me paste it here so it will be useful. This one, right? I'll paste it here. Git init. I can do the same in the even git bash. Git bash is a terminal which you require in order to push the files to the GitHub in the from the Windows. I'll make a separate video how to install Git and Git bash, how to set up the Git bash. Don't worry. Once you install GitHub and Git Bash, then you need to continue with this procedure. Git init, I'm initializing the Git. So my local project right now consists of the Git. I have brought the Git inside my project. Now I'll add Git add space dot. So I'm telling my system to add all the files into the Git which I have initialized in this project. You can see working in the copy of package. This is alerts. It's okay. You need not to worry. Now I have added the files. Now I want to commit these changes. Git commit -m, that is to the main branch, with the commit comment as this one. You can see here, right? First comment, any comment. You can mention it as any comment. I'll mention it as initial commit. Okay. See, 8 files have been created and been added to my local Git. Right now, the files which are there in this is being sent to the local Git. It is not been sent to the GitHub. Now we'll set a branch. Branch is nothing but if you consider GitHub as a tree, there will be a main branch to which other branches can be created by the other contributors and can add that branch to the main branch once you finalize. Let me come to that point later part of this video. Git branch -m main. I am setting the main branch as the root branch. Okay. I think this has some error. Let's see. Git remote add origin. This is my repository link to which I'm trying to add. So once I hit enter, my origin is added. Now let me check for the Git status. It is working on the master branch, right? Now I can set it to the main branch. No. Git push -u origin main. Okay. src main. Okay. Let me try with master. Boom. All my code has been pushed right now. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the GitHub and verify whether my code is. This is my initial stage. Let me refresh the page. Boom. All my code has been sent to the GitHub. You can see here all my controllers have come with a code, database, modules, everything, everything. And also I can see the commit. What is the commit name I have given? Initial commit. Whatever I have done in the changes in this commit, I can see here. These are the changes we have done. Each file we can check and we can see what are the changes been added. Now let's see how to again commit to this. So this is my initial commit. I have made some more changes in this project right now. Let's assume this is index.js, right? Let's go to controller and then login part. I'll remove some code, right? I'll remove some code. Remove or add code. Both are same. I have made a changes, right? Now I'll follow the steps, something like this. Please follow this. What are the commands that I need to follow? Git add space dot, right? Git commit minus m with a message as removed unwanted code. Git push minus u origin master. Master or main. We need to do small modification in order to change this root level master into main. I will do that some other time. Let me try git add. So I've added git commit minus m with a message removed junk code. So all the changes which I've done, that is one file is changed, one thing is inserted, 93 has been deleted, has been added to the local commit so that anywhere, anytime, if you um, mistakenly close your system or if a power outage happens, so that you will not lose the code. In this local git commit, you will be having the code. You can retrieve it. Now I'll push it. Git push minus u origin master. Even this is not required, but I'm trying to add because once you are pushing it to the branch, you might require this. So once I push, boom, all the code which I've changed has been pushed to the main branch. You can see here. Before it was initial commit. Now it will be removed chunk of code. Just now I made the changes in this file. You can see in this, let's go to the commit section. Here, two commits from the repository created. From the repository created time, we have made the two commits in which first one was the initial commit and the second one is removed junk code. Right? What are the things I did? In the restaurant controller file, I've removed unwanted codes. Right? Oh, I've removed something. Okay. Yeah, this is this is about how to create a GitHub profile, how to create a repository, how to initialize the repository, and how to push the files into repository. I hope everyone have got idea regarding this. If you have any doubts, please mention it in the comment section so that I'll try to address on it. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.